Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. You know what I'm saying? This is the podcast, you know what I mean? But I want to jump right down to it, man, because it is a real intense situation going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin right now.
Definitely.
A very intense situation. A young African American man by the name of Jacob Blake was shot in the back 7 times by the Kenosha Police Department. There's conflicting reports saying he was reaching for something inside the car, you know what I'm saying?
This morning, outrage over this distressing video that shows a black man shot multiple times by police as he tried to get into his vehicle. Identified by the governor of Wisconsin as Jacob Blake, the shooting happened just after 5 p.m. when officers responded to a domestic incident. In the video, 3 officers are following the victim as he walks to his car, but as he opens the door and reaches inside, an officer grabs his shirt and several shots ring out.
That goes back to what we were saying about, you know what I'm saying, they choose the police
Accordingly.
Accordingly,
But that's bogus. You know what I mean? What is accordingly? Accordingly to black people? You know, you're supposed to be accordingly to the citizens, just period. Not black, not brown, not orange, to the citizens. You don't supposed to be policing according to black people.
So on the other side of that, then, if we are known to have an aggressive nature, or if we have the stigma of having an aggressive nature as black people, you know what I mean, then and the law is the law, and we're supposed to abide by the law. That same law says we're supposed to respect that badge.
Yeah.
That piece of brass or the metal or that on their chest.
Exactly.
So at a point in time when we already have the stigma of being an aggressive race, then on top of that, we disrespect the authority that's been set for us, then in what manner do you proceed?
Like I said, so
As the person on the other side of that, it's really complicated. You know what I mean? But
it is, because how can you respect something that's not respecting you back? How do you respect that? How am I supposed to follow the law when they're not abiding by the law and they're not policing by the law? This right here was just completely bogus. I don't give a damn if he was reaching for a gun or whatever. You know, they still that wasn't that's supposed to have been the last result right there, shooting that man. That shouldn't have been the first result.
Absolutely. And don't get it twisted. I'm not agreeing with this, but I have to be fair in addressing
definitely
both angles of the situation, because at some point in time, that very stigma that we have of being an aggressive race plays a very big part in any situation where somebody's afraid of you. It doesn't even have to be the police, you know what I'm saying? When you are known as a people to have an aggressive nature, and then sometimes we embrace that stigma when it's convenient for us.
Exactly.
But then when we're approached like that, we're offended.
Exactly. I got you.
How do you walk that line?
That's a thin line right there. And and that's something that you shouldn't really. It's dangerous to play with, because now you can't cry wolf when you act a certain way and then they treat you a certain way.
Absolutely.
So when you get pulled over and you instantly aggressive with the police, the authorities, and so now they coming to the car with their hand on a gun.
So now at that point, let's examine the person behind that badge. A lot of the people behind that badge are trying to hide behind that badge. Who they are is who they are. And some people got particular issues inside themselves, and they know that you're supposed to respect this right here. So who they are conflicts with this right here. And when you got those type of people that are put into position, it puts you at a very unfair standpoint, because now you got a coward in your face being tough.
And every day he waking up with a goal to prove that he's not a coward no
Absolutely.
more. So he want to disrespect you and make you feel less of a person.
But the cowardness in him comes out.
And that's what I want to say. The cowardness in him was when he grabbed him.
Absolutely.
He was scared to grab him.
There you go.
I see this all the time. When he grabbed him, he had him, but he just was scared to grab him and touch him.
He didn't want to be too tough.
He didn't want to even touch him.
Jacob turned around and
it was like hot fire to him when he grabbed that man, And that's just, you shouldn't be policing if you scared. That shouldn't be something that you want to do if you scared. especially out here. You know, you're gonna get yourself hurt or you're gonna get somebody else hurt.
Yeah.
You might react in a certain way that makes someone else react, and then there it is, and there it go. Now someone dead. Luckily, he just paralyzed. But you know the key thing about that?
No, not luckily. Blessed. They
Yeah.
tried to assassinate
Yeah.
that man.
Yeah.
They tried to murder him, bro.
Yeah.
If they had, they tried to have their way, and if they could have had their outcome, that man would be dead right now. So that's what makes that's what makes the plot of this one a little bit different.
Yeah.
He's alive to tell his side
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying,
story.
And they had some people out there that was right there when they did it as well. Mm-hmm. And now they popping up and they saying that it was a knife under the floor mat.
Of course.
I don't give a damn. That's bullshit to me. I don't believe that.
But you know who's not popping up?
They actually saying he confessed and said it was a knife under the mat.
That man got 7 holes in his back. He probably under all kind of sedation and drugs.
And that's what
He's
I'm saying.
not in any type of mind to answer any kind of
They're
question.
gonna protect theirs first and foremost
Absolutely.
over anything. So now he in the hospital and they got all these
shackled to the
stories
bed as a prisoner
going on about him, and they just now getting the police in custody that shot the man 7 times.
That was my next question.
And
Where's
he's not
the police?
even charged with this.
Where's the police?
He's just off of work right now. We don't have no background on this man. We don't know where he come from, what he's been through. All we know is that he didn't came to work and tried to get his first body and kill him, a black man.
How do we know it's his first body? Now
we don't know. We don't really know nothing about the man. I'm saying, what's up with him?
That's what I was saying. Where the fuck has he been this whole
time? When we get charged with something, they know our traffic. They know our traffic background, domestic background.
Because they have to depict you to be a particular person.
What high school we went to, who the last person we was in a relationship with. What's going on with the police officer? We don't know nothing about him. It's just coming out now that they saying that, he's not going to work right now, but he's also not charged. But how's he not charged? But he need to be in custody, and something need to be going on with him. They need to figure out something. I can't.
We gonna go ahead and keep it funky then, Reg. Here's what it is. There's no gray area.
Okay.
This is a black and white thing. This is an age-old problem.
Yeah.
There's no in between. There's no happy medium. This is a black and white thing. And again, like we were saying in the last episode with the Constitution, wasn't really even written, for us. These laws are not written to even protect us. And they know it. Mm-hmm. And that's why they utilize, the laws the way they do. And then at the same time, we don't never even know the law until we get read them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then you got to learn what the fuck is going on, with you. And then that puts us at a disadvantage all the way around the board, Because then we replace that knowledge with just being ignorant with them and a blatant defiance, and that creates a problem. Because when it's a black and white thing and they low-key feel wholeheartedly they got the right to kill you.
Yeah, instantly.
You hear me?
Whenever the fuck they feel like it, they can put their foot on your face, on your neck, and it is what it is. When we wake up in the morning, we have to prepare ourselves to go out and be black. When we going to the grocery store, when we going to the gas station, when we just going out that yard to go dump the garbage, we have to prepare ourselves and tell our loved ones, make sure you be on the lookout because you black and you going to dump your fucking garbage.
And that's sad, man.
That's
terrible.
And you got to tell your kids, on the way to school, make sure you do this, that, and that. And then you got to do this and this and that on top of that because you don't want to, because we're black and they look at us differently and the odds and the deck is stacked against us. You know how that feel to wake up every day and you got to put that in somebody, or you wake up every day and before your wife go to work, you got to make sure, baby, you make sure that you carry yourself a certain way when you driving this car. We got license and insurance, but if they pull you over, don't say nothing to them.
Driving while
don't
black.
Reach. Don't do this. Don't do that. White people, they don't even know what that is to prepare themselves. They just go out and do what the hell they need to do. And that's a damn disgrace to us. How you got to keep doing that over and over and over and over and over for the rest of your damn life to prepare yourself to go out in the world that's supposed to be the land of the free, the United States, and have to carry this big ass backpack of racism on you every day. That's a damn shame right there, man. And
Well,
it's draining. And
Can you tell me what I did wrong?
From Ed Truitt's account, that's how things started out Sunday morning just after 3.
My hand in there.
He claims a Helena, West Helena police officer pulled a gun on him, Truitt says, for no reason at all.
Nah, I ain't moving. No, my hand in there.
Truitt says afraid, he started filming with his cell phone just in case.
I started rolling because he jumped out. He jumped out the car with his gun.
He says the officer gave demands, but he didn't want to make even the slightest move.
Played it safe, and then he was like, that's fair to comply, but if I would have complied, I would have got killed.
In the video, you can hear the officer tell Truitt to turn off the car, that he won't shoot.
I'm not gonna shoot you.
He even tells him his body camera is on and rolling on the whole thing.
I'm filming too.
Truitt says he didn't believe the officer, so he didn't reach to turn the car off. Plus, he wanted his own proof aside from what video might surface
but
later
the problem
on.
is, like I'm saying, what we got to address is a black and white issue, bro. We are fighting a race war, and it's a war that's been being fought between these two sides, black and white, since the beginning of time. In a situation like this, where these things are becoming more and more and more the norm, every month they killing a nigga.
Yeah.
You got the young man, the video where the father and the son riding in a fucking pickup truck, bro, out hunting niggas.
Yeah.
Shot the fucking jogger down with a fucking shotgun, bro. This is a black and white thing. So I agree what you saying with having to mentally make this an everyday thing to the day you die, waking up and leaving at the house, preparing to be black.
Let me tell you a story, man. Now, I didn't, been in the streets, beat the streets. Now I'm a working man. I'm a family man. I'm on my way to work. I'm trying to get to work. I'm a supervisor. I'm trying to get to work to my people. So I'm working in Alsa, and I'm cutting through one of these neighborhoods. And I'm trying to get to work. It's a little white boy in a car. The man slowed down and put his foot on the brakes and ride his brakes the whole time. I tried to get over, he go over. I tried to get back over, he go over.
Just being a fucking asshole.
Being an asshole. So now when he turns and he finna go, I'm pissed because I need to get to work. We ain't got too many chances. Later, none of them.
And it's probably within your 90 days.
The odds is always stacked against us.
Yeah.
Work, play, whatever. We always got things stacked against us. So I'm trying to get to work. This motherfucker pissing me off. He blocking me off. So now I'm ready to get out the car and choke his little ass. So when he do go in this parking lot and I get ready to hop out, he say, my dad's a cop. He pull the car.
White privilege. He pulled the white privilege.
He pull a fucking card on me, and I'm like, you motherfucker. And I get back in, and that hurt my soul. And I got to go to work, and I got to still go to work and deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one story from me. But imagine all the story of the rest of the black kids and the black people that's going through shit every day. Even as a rich black person, sooner or later that money don't mean shit.
This is the problem. This is the problem. I come here, you feel uncomfortable. My first day moving into my new house, because my name's not on the list, you call the cops. Now you call the cops. No, you're not trying to do your job. There was no threat for you to call the cops. This is what we're seeing every single day. This is what we're seeing every single day. I got 2 kids in the car right now. We're in Weston, Florida, one of the most affluent areas. Yes, I know there's other black people who live here. I know that.
This has been a battle. The difference between then and now, see, like I was saying, like it was our generation that has to hold accountability for not being accountable as the bridge from the ancestors and them right now. I've always said that the energy of this generation is fearless. This is a fearless generation. They not scared of shit. They don't fear nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
the bloodline is back strong when it comes to the fearless and the righteousness.
And what it is, it's a fearless energy. And in a fight like this is the type of energy that that you need, there's always going to be some type of order found inside of chaos.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you have to have chaos before you can have order.
Definitely. That's when it demands order. You know, the chaos demands order. If you just got everything instruction and running well, then you know.
But this isn't chaos. I think, along with what I'm saying about this fearless energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can direct any, it's just like if you got a football field with 50 satellites and you all point and you point them all up into the air, into the atmosphere, you can shift the weather, the clouds, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that energy. It's the same thing with this generation. If you can take that fearlessness and put a driven purpose, meaning behind that, because it's a situation where you have to be more Malcolm than Martin.
Yeah.
We running out of cheeks to turn. We losing. We losing lives. Yeah. And if it's gonna be a situation where they're gonna kill you anyway, you know what I'm saying?
It don't matter if you dress it up, you know, with the nicest shit or not, or you have your ass out. They still gonna look at you the same way. So it's right now. I get what you're saying. Like it's time to go. And
so what has to happen? It's definitely time to go. But go in what direction though? Because everybody has their opinion in the way. Like right now, they're in Washington, marching. This is the anniversary of Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech. The march on Washington, and right now in Washington, they have right now damn near tripled that historic event in the midst of what's going on right now. You know what I mean? But in a time where you're marching and protesting, let's bring it back black and white. In a time where you're marching and you're protesting and you have a 17-year-old child running loose in the street with a fucking AR.
Yeah.
Excuse me, let's bring it back black and white. When you have a Caucasian, a white 17-year-old child running loose in the streets with an AR like he's a fucking member of the NRA, and maybe he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He is out there, and that motherfucker like,
he came with a purpose.
And
he came with a purpose, and that was to knock some motherfuckers down.
Now let's put that in perspective with the police, because you see, remember we got to keep it black and white.
Yeah.
Did you see how the police treated the white boy? They giving him water and shit.
Yeah, like he was a law-abiding citizen and he had done nothing wrong. They didn't check him for a FOIA card, made him do nothing. They just let him do what the hell he wanted to do.
After he shot 3 people, and everybody's yelling, telling the police, this child just shot 3 people, and you see the assault rifle hanging from his neck.
Yeah.
And you continue to ride past him slowly, moving a crowd. Now, we talking about protesting and marching. So now in a time where you feel like this is what's going to make the change, we're going to protest and we're going to march, hey, let's let this 17-year-old child out here in the street, because I guarantee they're not going to charge the child as a fucking adult, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they saying he had a FOIA card. I didn't even know at 17 years old.
He not even in
but
Wisconsin
they didn't know.
Is 17 legal age for open carry, bro.
Yeah.
He's a child.
But not even that. Fuck that. They had to get him and search him and run a check on him to find that out. But they didn't even fucking do that.
They didn't even stop him.
He got back to Illinois, and then they had to come back and get him.
I don't even know if you would even have the chance to shoot 3 people, because before you shot 3 people, they gave you water and all kind of shit. But just you, black and white, we just gave you the white. The same situation, but you walking through the streets with an AR strapped around your neck. And anybody got it. Does anybody even have to yell, hey, he just shot 3 people?
No, they looking for me. I wouldn't have never even fucking made it without a gun. Just walking across the line, you know, that chalk line, that line, I wouldn't have made it. But this right here is just, you know, we got to just keep it funky.
You gotta understand.
It's sad, man.
So when you're okay, I'm all over the place, but try to, you know what I'm saying, feel me. Let me ask you this: when you're in a position to where you're an officer and you're not of that caliber, because there's racism in the police department also.
Yeah.
It's still black and white.
Yeah.
All that.
Inside.
Absolutely. So when you're in that position and you have to roll with those type of punches, like what are they supposed to do? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, it's a battle that never ends. You coming to work as a black man, as a police, and you still dealing with racism. You get a partner, he's racist as hell, you know, but black people are so honorable, you know, we always protecting and we're so welcoming. We'll get someone that we know that's no good for us, you know, it's just in us to be good people. I don't know, spiritually or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So we get a bad cop that's with us and he white. We protect him. You know, we might see some things that he doing throughout patrolling the neighborhoods, and we don't say nothing about it. You know, we have a conversation with him about it, but we don't go to the higher ups about it.
Mm-hmm. Why is that though?
Because it's just in us. You know, we're naturally just people that's, you know, I guess it's our spiritual thing that's inside of us. You know how your grandma take everybody in, she ain't got enough food to feed everybody, but she want to feed the whole damn block. Mm-hmm. You know, same thing. You know, we're forgiving people.
True.
We always forgive.
True.
I think that goes back to our natural beings.
And that's what I mean with the Martin side and the turning the other cheek. We're running out of cheeks. We're losing lives.
Yeah, that's dead right there. I even said it before. You know, let's make moves. Let's make smart moves. Well, right now, I'm kind of conflicted with that, with what I said before about that in another episode. I'm kind of conflicted with that because when I saw that man father speak, and then I saw his mother speaking, and she's speaking to the American people and saying, "Don't do this." You know, that just hurt my soul when she should be saying, "Let's tear this motherfucker up. Let's burn this bitch down." Man. But a black woman had to come up there and say, "You know what? Let's not move this way. Let's move that way." And she's speaking about America. Fuck America, you know. That hurt me right there because
America.
There's so many black mothers and so many black women that had to come up there and speak that same thing when, you know, George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. You know, his mother had to be strong. Mm-hmm. You know, all these black women have to be strong and get up here. And she's talking about America. She should be saying, "Fuck America. Let's burn this motherfucker down." You know, let's give them every fucking thing we got. Fuck that. You know, but instead she got to be the bigger person, and she got to say, "You know what? My son wouldn't want this." And you know, to me that just hurt me right there because I can see myself.
It was a moment where she had the power for a war cry.
She could have did it, and she chose not to. Like I said, us as black people, we're very forgiving, but they wasn't going to be so forgiving, and they was ready to take her son away from her.
Church.
You know, and she had the power to turn that fire on and that blaze on and say, "Come on, y'all, let's fucking burn this motherfucker down." But another black woman had to take this all in, you know, and say, "You know what, y'all? This America, we shouldn't be acting like this. My son would want us to act like this." So, that's bullshit. I don't, you know, I'm tired of you seeing these black women damaged, you know, getting their sons and their.
But what you saying
husbands.
that? Do you think what you saying? What you just said? Do you think there is gonna have to be a civil war? And what a civil war is a war between the citizens, the same citizens of the same country. You know what I mean? And in an instance where if you're gonna keep shooting us down like dogs in the street,
yeah,
and the marching ain't working, and the looting ain't working, does it have to come to a point where we got to start shooting y'all ass back?
Definitely. I mean, it's always been a silent.
Not even back. We got to start shooting y'all first.
Let's knock them down. It was always a silent war amongst us already. And I don't want to.
It's not so silent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I mean, we were just.
It's just what you said.
Taking it in. We were just taking it in and turning the other cheek. And you know, this generation here, they don't want to turn the fucking other cheek.
They're
and I
more
don't blame
aggressive.
them.
That energy.
I don't blame them. I see them as the new Black Panthers, but they just don't have the guidance to do this.
Their slogan is, "We are not our ancestors." That's their slogan. I love it. You know what I'm saying? We are not our ancestors.
Exactly.
And they showing you.
Exactly.
I mean,
it just make you feel a certain type of way, man. You riding in your car and you see, you go to the store and wow, like they said, why are white people so happy? Why are they so nice now? They either real nice or they either real shitty when they see you.
Because the situation.
But fuck that.
We just said we already have the stigma of having an aggressive nature. And so now when they see we are in such an unrestful state, they already feel threatened to begin with. So hell yeah, they gonna be nice.
They threaten because that's their fucking conscience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
When you been stabbing and poking the motherfucking ass for the longest, and they finally turn around and smack the shit out of you, then
is it gonna have to come to a point where we are gonna just have to meet force with force?
Definitely, and I think it's gonna come to a point where we just gonna have to be all about us from this point on. I mean, with everything, business, everything is gonna have to be about us because it's gonna be
it's
conflict.
Hard to get niggas on the same page, though.
It's hard. It's definitely hard, but it's coming to a point now. It ain't no choice. What other choice do you have? And I'm with structure shit. But right now, the way I feel, and when I just keep seeing this happening, it's no other way. You can't keep telling people, you can't do this, you can't do that. We gonna have to come together.
Do something.
We gonna have to come together, and we gonna have to be ready for whatever, and move together.
Well, what's whatever? Because here's the thing. Wait.
Death.
Oh, right.
Death. Death is right in front of you every fucking day when you wake up as a black man, as a black woman, as a black child. On your way to school, a white person can say, fuck, I'm going to run his ass over. Because I know the law is going to protect me. The law ain't never protected us.
They never protected us.
The law never protected us, man.
And that's a sad, sad thing.
They done destroyed our families. They done took the males out of our home. They done made the women just so aggressive and so defensive when it comes to black men and anybody. We kind of look at our black women a little bit different, but this is the way they had to be structured because if you're a single mother, you got to protect your son. You got to protect yourself. You going out, you got to protect what's yours. Yeah. And they done already took your husband, they done took your spouse away from you, so now you have to walk around with this certain type of emotion and this certain type of feel inside of you, and people want to say, what's wrong with you?
Do you feel like coming from that type of structural makeup that black women are more protective than black men?
They are more protective or protected. Protective?
They're more protective of that black man than that black man is of that woman. So it could be either way.
Yes.
Are they more unprotected and we're more protected? You know what I'm saying? Or is it the other way around?
I think they're more protective of every damn thing around them. It's like a dog with his litter, She always ready, a cat with their litter, they always ready to kill a motherfucker instantly over it. And it's because you have to look at, where we come from. A black woman has seen her child, her husband been hung in slavery. And then they tell us we free. And then the Emmett Till thing, you see your child, get murdered. So you protective over every damn thing you got, your pots, your pans, everything a black woman has to protect because she don't never know when somebody's trying to come and take it. So now she's structured around protection and protecting the things around her.
The way a woman would defend and stand up and put herself through things to protect her man and his image, do you think now, in these times, a man would do the same? And I say that because with the what's her name, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, when he shot the broad in the foot, you know what I'm saying? And it's clearly they fucking. Exactly. Clearly it's a relationship.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And inside this relationship there's feelings. You know what I mean? So in a situation where we doing our thing and we happen to get into a domestic, situation. Yeah. And you tweak, you pop me in the foot, but I'm still your old lady, I'm still your bitch, you know what I'm saying? So I'll pay the back. I don't even say shit about it. I play it cool. I protect you.
Yeah, because that's my nature to protect you. Even when you hurt me, I protect you.
Even when you hurt me,
so you saying
I
basically,
protect you.
Do the black men sometimes take advantage of that?
Absolutely, that's what I'm asking.
Baby boy type.
That's what I'm asking you. Because if the situation was the other way around, which it was,
you know what? You know what is a good example of that? Have you ever seen the women abuse the street?
Yeah.
When Oprah's son, you know, he was doing shit and he ended up going to jail. She steady was protecting him as a kid. Mm-hmm. You know, and he didn't went and did, you know, a murder and she still protecting him. Mama, I ain't do it. So she bond the man out and put up a house.
That crutch.
And he skipped town and she just was left. You know, they took a house and everything from another black woman protecting her son. So I think that you saying that we might have become immune to that role of the woman being that more of a protector and yeah, I think so, but I think it's a lot of men out here that's structured to protect as well. But by the black woman being so damaged, she battles that. So but now she gets someone that can protect her, but she still tries to over, you know,
but we're talking about the future of our race, though. There are black men that do stand in that role, but they come from a certain age bracket.
Yeah.
What we're talking about right now is the future of our race. A younger generation.
Yeah.
And the moral standpoint behind that. So how is it okay for you to still feel like a man? How is that woman more protective over you than you are over her when as a man, it's your job to protect.
Because you know what I'm saying? I think that's an effect. That's a cause and an effect of them breaking up the black home. When they took out that man and that example of a black man protecting, the child now looks at his mother and she's protecting. So he doesn't see a man protect, he see a woman protect. So now he might go out and seek, you know, security within a woman versus being secure within himself and protecting his household. He goes and seek a woman to secure him financially, physically, mentally.
Does that increase when the child also has abandonment issues? Do you think? I mean, because if you're looking for that nurturing that a mother gives and then you can't even get it from your mother, and at a time where you still need to be soaking up things from your mother and you don't have that, does that lead you to look for that inside of a woman?
Definitely.
But should that woman be your woman or your mother?
It's a conflicting thing when it comes to these people who've been damaged by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at what happened when they had their knee on his back. Who he was calling? His mama.
The mama. Yeah.
No, he didn't call his father. He called his mama.
He didn't even call on God or he didn't.
He called his mama. So these women are built and structured for this. They then took away the head of the household. They then started a whole, you know, this is something else. Now the women are coming out and they're being programmed to be on defense.
So what does that say for the longevity of our race? Because now it's transforming into that. We're now
it's a battle within
the gender changing. The roles are changing.
It's a battle within our race with male and female. You know, you get a man that's trying to be a man, and he like, God damn it, is you my woman or you a nigga?
But is he trying to be a man? Or is he content with being another child in the house with that woman?
when a woman is in a relationship and she run across a man who is not, you know, taking all the responsibilities of a man, and then she get another one, he's not doing it. Then she get another one, he's not doing it. So now when she come in a relationship, she's already mentally on defense when it comes to a man. You ain't, you know, you can't fulfill this role, so I'm gonna be how I'm gonna be. So now when a real man come across her and he's ready to protect, it's a clash. Because she like, nigga, you ain't who you pretending to be. And he telling her to fall back, let me do this. And so it's a battle. It's a battle between these two people. Now you got a man that was structured to be a man to protect.
They're calling their women bro, Reg.
That's not supposed to happen at all.
That's what I mean.
You know, bro is not supposed to be even in your vocabulary when it comes to your woman. That's a generational thing.
That's what I'm speaking
that's
about.
A generational thing that's so bad. And like I
Pop, we talking about the generation.
Yeah.
So how do we preserve? How are we to preserve? Okay, grind hard and inspire, right?
Yeah.
Pop, you gonna get the bud? So check it out. How do you inspire a generation of young men that you're trying to raise as kings?
Yeah.
When society is forcing them to take on more of a prince type of mentality. Yeah. When I say prince, I mean like the son of the king. You know what I'm saying? How do you go about,
you separate them from that you try to deprogram them by separating them first of all. You gotta separate them, and you gotta get them back, and you have to have examples. They have to, like I said, the visual is gone.
Definitely need examples.
The visual is gone. So they're blind to anything as far as being a man goes, the structure of a man. So now you have to separate them and deprogram them. But first of all, you got to give them a visual to grab and hold on to. So you come as a man first. Mm-hmm. And you come as a man and you come respect these young kings.
Absolutely.
And then you want to
respect
show
is not
them.
a given, it's something that's earned.
You want to show them, right?
Absolutely.
You want to separate them from all of the BS. Mm-hmm. And then you want to show them, and then you want to build their confidence up and let them know that they are kings.
But do you think
and that
you have
are a man?
Do you think you have to build up that confidence first in order to be able to separate them? You have to gain their confidence in you in order to let you divide them from what they've known. You know what I'm saying?
You have to give them a visual first. They have to.
True.
It's eye candy. They gotta have the eye candy first. So you gotta, like I always say, this generation right here, they gotta have some type of bait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to come with the coming first. So they got to see you full-fledged, head to toe, top to bottom, mm-hmm. as a man, and they have to have respect for you.
On your dean.
Definitely. And when you get them, you separate them and deprogram them by building them up confidence and letting them know how great they are already. You great. You know what I mean? You don't even tell them about their flaws at mm-hmm. the time. You just tell them how great they are, how greater they can be.
But then it's a battle because you have to spark conflict in this young man's mind. You have to spark a thought that makes him conflict with what he knows.
Yeah.
Because after he spends that time, which, what I'm saying, with what you're saying, after he spends that time with that visual, he has to go back home into that same environment, and it becomes a.
That's when the battle within himself comes. Now he's seeing something different. Now he's questioning himself. Damn, is this the right way? Am I doing this right, or is what he talking about right? Mm-hmm. Because he showed me this, and I'm seeing this, but they told me this. Mm-hmm. So now you let him go, and you let him go back home mm-hmm. to that program. But now he questioning the program. So now when he going to sleep at night, change is hard. So now he in sleep battling himself. Mm-hmm. Is this shit right? Is what they telling me right? Mm-hmm. And then you see him again, you grab him again, and you give him a little bit more. But this time you switch it up. You take him around some people that's embracing them. Mm-hmm. Some more kings. Mm-hmm. But they different than you. And they telling them the same thing. You great. And then you start picking away at that shell that they then built around him. And as he go back every time, he going to take something back with him. And you going to build him up. And then he ain't going to go back no more. He ain't going to go back no more. He going to stay. He going to want to come and look for you. You ain't going to have to look for him no more. He going to come look for you. Mm-hmm. Because he going to be hungry for that now. So now you building this king confidence up. Mm-hmm. Now you giving them pieces of game as you build his confidence up. First you just let them go and shoot around. Mm-hmm. Then you teaching them how to dribble, with the game. Then you teach them the fundamentals of the game. But you always telling them before he work out and do anything that he great. So when you do give him something, he always go at it as he's great. Because they already done tore down our confidence as men. So this generation and this youth, you got to do that first. Because they already got their head down. They got their hoods on.
Yeah.
They keeping their hoods on because they're confused and they feeling down. So they got their hoods on. Yeah. Once you get them to take them hoods off and they be proud of who they is up under there, then they ready to go.
Pop.
They ready to go. They ready to go. So this generation has been, it's the same thing with the women, you know. Once they start being around, once a woman that's trying to do some womanly things, she start being around more women that's trying to do the things, that's doing the things that she's craving to do, but has no outlet to do, she start coming around a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the start of it right there with the generational curse thing right there. We got to uplift them first because they are already great.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by being able to redirect that energy into a greater driven purpose.
Yeah.
But you have to gain the confidence and the eye candy that you use to do that has to be
on point. It can't be no,
and it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
Dedicated. It has to be consistent. Repetition is the father of learning.
Yeah.
All the time. So when you trying to accomplish that in those steps, you have to be consistent with that generation. Well, we have to be consistent with that generation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the ball gets dropped.
Consistency.
The consistency. You know, because we are the generation that get caught up in our own shit and then tend to focus more on our own shit, and then, you know, we leave unfinished.
But can we be blamed for that? Because, like I said, it started off with slavery, with these women protecting what they seen get took away from them. You know, and then it goes back to the Jacob, you know, Jacob Blake situation.
Because the young lady was standing
right there. Jumping up and down. And
terrified.
So how do you think that's gonna resonate? How do you think that? How's she gonna digest that? How them kids gonna digest that? You know what I'm saying? That was sitting in that back seat of that.
They didn't even know the kids was in the car. And I'm telling the woman cop, I'm like, can you please get back before I shoot you? Get back. Like, these officers is head. I'm like, shoot me. My kids is in the car.
Yeah.
You know, what they gonna do about this? If he ain't been charged with it, what they doing with him? Is he in custody?
They why this man is laying there with 7 holes in his back. They are treating this man like a prisoner. He just now today, all this time, this has been going on maybe for about all week actually. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a week now.
What crime did he commit?
I'm not sure, but with 7 holes in his back,
was he resisting arrest?
This man has been shackled to his hospital bed the whole time until today. What I'm saying to you.
Like, why the hell that police ain't in custody? Why he ain't?
That's what I've been saying. I haven't even seen shit about the police until today.
Yeah.
Seen, heard nothing. No picture. No nothing. Yeah. But what was that in Minnesota? They went to Buddy crib.
Yeah.
Like, check it out. You see what I'm saying to you? We got that's that generation. They sliding. Hey, check it out. We not our ancestors. We need some answers.
Definitely.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Definitely.
No, we not going nowhere. In fact, we just gonna grow. We gonna do you like you did us. We always show up to our motherfucking homes in the middle of the fucking night.
Exactly.
With torches and burning motherfucking crosses.
Exactly.
Send that nigga out.
Exactly. Bring him out before we come in there.
Bring him out before we.
And I think that's it right there. But then when you do that, what do they do? What's the comeback after that?
I mean, what's the comeback for
the actions that we just committed when we go to the house and they, bring your ass out? Are we breaking laws? And
yeah,
I mean, I don't give a damn, but
I mean, yeah, we are. Yeah,
right.
We are. Absolutely. But this is a law that we breaking that we got to realize wasn't designed for us in the first motherfucking place. Definitely. It wasn't there to protect us. And turnabout is always fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Yeah.
Of course, we gonna get slammed by the justice system, but we getting slammed by the justice system right now. It's gonna be people shot. It's gonna be people killed, but there are people being shot and killed right now.
And that's bullshit because, for one, if a person is entering a car entrance is the size of a little bit bigger than the size of a human body, right?
So there's no room for me to.
So you can't
the
judge what he grabbed. You can't see anything because his back is turned towards you. So how could you tell that he's reaching for a knife? How could you see a floor mount or anything? So you just going off of you're scared. You don't know what he's reaching.
I mean,
for.
I have to admit, whenever I approach a scene where there's already tension and there's a there's a hostile male, I don't assume anything.
But what about black people that's fearful of even, not resisting arrest, but following the law and putting yourself in custody of the authorities when the same thing happened before?
Let's not talk hypothetical. Let's stick to the fact of what we're saying. The suspect was clearly defiant of my order to stop.
That still doesn't give you the right to shoot a man in his back 7 times when you don't know.
I didn't
clearly
shoot him because he didn't stop. I shot him because I was fearful for my life.
I don't buy afraid for your life. You are a police officer. You are trained. When these things come about, what to do, the right and the wrong things to do. And the right thing wasn't to shoot somebody in their back because they was going in their car and there was supposedly a suspect. That's bullshit. That shouldn't have happened. And black people are fearful when they come in contact with the police and they do the right thing and they give them both of their hands and they chain them and lock them up in cuffs. Are they gonna make it through that? So as a black man, you feel like, you know what? I'd rather not be in those cuffs and be free than be in those cuffs and they can do whatever they want to do to me. Put their knee in my neck for fucking 30, 2-3 minutes and not die on the ground with people watching versus me saying, no, I'm not going. I'm finna get in my car and drive off. What if he was just getting his car because he was scared? What if he was scared? What if he was fearful of what he just been seeing for all this time? And he just wanted to get in his car with his kids and take his kids and say, I want to go home. I want to get out of here. What if he wasn't one of those aggressive black men that they talk about all the time? Look out for. What if they wasn't one?
Then why are you leaving the scene when I'm asking you to stop? So
because I'm scared. Because I know what most police officers do, and it's 2 white police officers at that. I need to get out of here. I want to make it home. Just as well as another police officer want to make it home. I want to make it home.
When I come to work, the only color I see is blue. I don't see a black or white. I see blue.
That's bullshit.
I have friends. My partner's African American. You know what I'm saying to you? My partner's African American. When we come to work, the only color we see is blue. So I didn't approach the suspect as a black or white person. I approached the suspect, and he wasn't even a suspect until he began to defy the orders that I gave him.
He was a suspect because he was black. I wonder if there was a white man sitting there and they called the police and they said it was domestic. And he was sitting there, they would have grabbed him and said, come in, sir?
There are too many.
They would have grabbed him.
No, absolutely not. That's what I'm saying.
It's a white man, a black man.
I'm supporting. Yes, it is.
And they pull up, who's the suspect?
There are so many videos where you have a white man charging at the police with weapons in their hand and everything, completely defiant and are raising a clear and present threat. And they use more restraint with those situations. That's when you get tased.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you just get backed up until you're in the corner and then you're tased.
And I seen one just recently where he pushed the officer down, and most officers would have shot when they fell. Mm-hmm. The man standing over his body, he tased him again. He snatched the tase off of him right then and there in a rage. You know what I mean? And that man's still alive right now. And probably ain't got no charges against him right now.
I just wanted you to see how that's about to be played.
That's about to play out. But
that's how they're going to play.
At the end of the day, he shouldn't have been killed. And his mother shouldn't have had to be up there and say, be peaceful. How many times do a black woman got to come up there and lose her kids, you know, and still have to swallow that and say,
Emmett Till's mom,
you know,
I'm
be
gonna cut
peaceful.
you off. I'm gonna cut you off. Emmett Till's mother, in that very situation, held an open casket funeral with her son's mangled body in clear and present view, so people could see what these people did to her child. That was an extremely bold move.
Yeah.
In this situation, where you already, now understand, in order for that black mother to even get on television, she had to be in contact with a media outlet. And no media outlet is just going to come put you raw feed on television to make a speech. 9 out of 10, that speech is already prepared for you.
Yeah.
You have people prepping you
Yeah.
for this speech.
Yeah.
You unknowingly become a puppet. You know what I'm saying to you?
I mean, I get it, but
in the midst of your pain, in the midst of your sorrow, because, like you said, because of what kind of people we are, they play strategically off of that.
See, and they try to take us on life, and we still have to turn the other cheek. Fuck that. We always got to turn the other cheek.
Well, Reg, that's how this is about to play out, cuz, man. It's gonna be the problem I find here is I think we're gonna be talking about this shit, man. The sad part to say is in damn near every episode, it seems like. And not just this particular incident. This is becoming a trend.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think, you know, and my brother said it too, you know what we need to start doing with our kids? You know, people expose their kids to weed and they say, you know what? I'd rather them smoke with me or in the house than they go outside. We're gonna have to start taking our kids to the gun ranges. We're gonna have to stop hiding these guns and teach them about guns and teach them how to shoot guns and teach them how to protect their household and be familiar with a firearm versus us putting that to the side and saying let's let them smoke weed and do this, because these white kids, they know how to shoot guns.
Go, next. There you go, young man. I homeschool my children. We're currently working through volume 1 of my Unlearn and Relearn Parent-Child curriculum. Not a huge fan of the school system. Big dog time, come on. Other way, flip that clip. There you go, lock it in. There you go.
Is this their way of being protected?
Absolutely. This is definitely a way of preparing and protecting them. I have full confidence in my 6 and 9-year-old that should an emergency arise, we don't get out alive, we definitely will put up a great fight.
If someone broke into your house, I mean, would you really want your kids to shoot them?
I would absolutely want my kids to take lethal action. No, you can't violate or force your way into this house at all. I would much rather them have the peace of mind knowing that you no longer exist than worrying about are you gonna come back or will this happen again.
So I think we need to start raising our kids a little bit differently when it comes to this racism thing, you know, and stop hiding and just teaching them about protecting themselves with these firearms and things like that. Letting them know that, you know, ain't nothing wrong. This is something that protects you. You know, if you need to get this and do what you need to do with it, let's go and teach you how to use this.
You know, that goes back to them taking away the right to bear arms. Just second, when we talked about that too. You know, in a time like this, you got to know there's somewhere in the plan to disarm.
And that's what I was saying. You know, it can't be that you got a felon and you know you're a felon and you can't get a firearm. Everybody should have the rights to have a firearm. I don't care if you sold drugs. I don't care whatever you did. You should be able to. That's the law, right?
That's the law.
Now this 17-year-old boy grabs a gun. They calling it a long gun in the news. A long gun.
You know what it was.
Yeah, a long gun. I saw it. And just walked clearly through police officers and everything. Killed them 2 people and wounded 2 people. And then went back home and watched that shit on the news. You know, and called his buddies, and they came over there and probably had beers.
High five.
You know,
drinking the water.
Scotch
that
and
the
all this
police
bullshit.
gave it to.
You know, we just killed 2. You know,
2
what
niggas.
type of shit is that, man? So we
Welcome
need to start.
to
We need to start.
America.
We need to start taking our kids
Welcome to
and
America.
teaching them about these firearms and things. And it's just sad about the mothers and how they did the household, man. I just think that is so sad. How they then conditioned us to this. You know, and for so long we've been battling with each other, like the mothers and the fathers, the head of the household. You know, we've been battling with each other because of what they did to us. You know, and that's a damn shame. And now we up against a fucking racial war that we've been fighting forever.
Absolutely.
You know, we've
Black
been
and
fighting
white.
this forever.
Black and white.
Not even just
man.
black and white. You know, you got, you know,
Black and white.
and it's sad, you know. Remember what the minorities was? I think it was black, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans. Now Mexicans saying fuck us. They're white too. They're white too.
Look,
they're better than us too. So now
they
it's just it's just the blacks
they
and
not
the Puerto
white too.
Ricans.
They saying shit. We us. Fuck both y'all.
And you know what?
Fuck both y'all.
And you know
shit.
what? I can't knock them for saying we us because they stick together with that.
Absolutely. They saying fuck both y'all. But y'all the ones that's tweaking so super.
No,
fuck y'all.
They're not saying fuck the white people.
They is.
They allies.
Man.
But it's sad because they saying fuck them. The white people saying fuck them.
Yeah. But at the
they
same
saying
time,
fuck us.
because we don't mean them no good. We niggas. We do nigga shit.
So they build themselves up and they get strong and then they say fuck
They
us.
still.
So we've been
They
building.
still living in that village mentality. They still got that. We lost that.
We did.
It's a neighborhood in Chicago called Little what?
Yeah, Little Village.
All right. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
We lost it because they still got it.
And that's what I'm saying because they wasn't damaged like we was.
No, they
you know, we were
wasn't.
damaged and like I said, the mental health and all that is a bad thing with
It's
the
terrible,
black
man.
society, man.
And there's such a
population.
stigma on it. Therapy.
And now you got the men and the women jockeying for position. A woman is just more as dominant as a man, you know, and she has success and she's doing a lot of things. And when she get a man, she like, nigga, I don't need you for shit, but some dick.
Yeah.
And you know,
and nowadays they don't even need a nigga for that. They plug that bitch in.
and that's a
charge
whole
that
nother
motherfucker
episode
up.
right there. You know,
Charge that bitch up.
when they and
That
you know,
bitch going
dealing with
crazy.
each other.
You ain't even got to come through. Don't even call me. You know what I'm saying? They burning the batteries out in that motherfucker, G.
That's sad, man.
How do you come behind some shit like that? How do you come behind some shit like that, bro? This motherfucker plug into the wall, running off of 220 watts of electricity zone through the pole from out there in the alley. How do you compete with some shit like that, bro? You feel me? This motherfucker wearing this bitch out every motherfucking time. Not a nan time that they not deliver, G.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you compete with? How do you even come behind some shit like that though?
I mean, they been had them. You can come behind it. You just got to be in tune with with them and yourself,
man. But do you think that desensitizes them to away from a real man? Because sex is supposed to be about intimacy, right?
Yeah.
And if now you separating, you taking the man out the intimacy, and you just getting that nut, like, don't you think that plays in a role
it
too?
plays a role, but not a major role because ain't nothing like that vein. You know what I'm saying?
They building these motherfuckers with veins, Reg. You ain't never
But it
seen
ain't
one of
nothing
these
pumping in that
motherfuckers.
vein though.
Man, you capping.
That motherfucker cold. That motherfucker
Go ask your old lady. Goddamn it, how these motherfuckers look now, bro. They got veins. They is casting these niggas dicks in fucking silicone molds, bro.
They definitely
with
doing
the
it,
fucking vein, bro.
But that blood ain't pumping in that motherfucker.
Boy, they got shit pumping through that bitch and they got shit that's nothing. This motherfucker even busting in the bitch, see? This is 2020.
But
ain't no but.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm saying like that's the small problem. The bigger problem is that's the clashing of that. You know.
The bigger problem
and
is
we was talking about
it's being desensitized.
Right.
It's being desensitized from the intimacy of a man, even from the intimacy of another human being.
I want to go deep though. I want to say that, like, they got us to the point now. So when we go out every day as a black person, we have to be on the fence, right? Yeah. But instead of us going out together protecting each other, it's like, you know, we pushing each other away and saying, you protect you, I protect me type shit. Yeah. Instead of us saying, let's fight together.
Yeah. That's true.
It creates a feeling amongst each other. And they saying, since you want to be
separation, division.
Well, you protect yourself.
That's the Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer. That's the Willie Lynch. Light skin against darkers. Those against the darkest. That's been the scale that they've used forever, and it apparently it's still very effective right now.
Yeah, that's effective, man. I just it's sad, even with the NBA, the NFL, all of them. You know what? And this one I want to speak about too. You know, they clown Kaepernick for, you know, the kneel and all this. And Cap was trying to tell him a long time ago that this was the problem. You know, and people didn't want to put it aside. They still wanted to play. And then, you know, when people was joining them and they were saying, you know, Cap full of shit. He just on some bullshit. Now, Cap knew what was going on. He been through it before. He knew it was real. He knew it was still going on. And
he had the fucking
and through
gut.
and through,
he had the cojones
to lose millions of dollars
for the purpose.
And this purpose right now is what we talking about. Yeah. So Cap is you know, you got to look back to Cap, man, and understand, you know, for him trying to tell these people ahead of time, you know. And they blackballed them and everything. Now the NBA comes with, we going to take the names off the jersey and we going to put equality on there. And Black Lives Matter. That shit don't mean nothing. They just want that money. You know, that don't mean nothing to us. Show us by funding some shit.
Absolutely.
You know, show us by, you remember, I'm going to go with another thing in the NBA. The Donald Sterling thing when he called Magic Johnson a nigga. You know, they end up taking the team away from him, but they really he fought like a motherfucker when they should have been.
Because he just had to fall on the sword. You know what I'm saying? He still got a pretty fair share of the pie because they all feel that same way. He just got caught. You know what I'm saying? And it's better for business. For, you know what I'm saying? You got to serve up somebody. You know what I'm saying, man? Go ahead and take this fall. We're gonna give you a nice cushion to fall on, but you got to take this L. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he wants to do, Donnie? You know, you fucked up.
But you know, it's like I'm just going into the sports because I'm just showing the cause and effect of this and how, you know, Cap started it, you know, and it's just a domino effect, and it's just like it, you know, when it comes to their money, then they want to try to do something about it. But that's bullshit. That's cover up. Yeah. Y'all should have been doing this shit. True. Same thing like when I heard Doc Rivers speak, and he was like, you know what? I just want to be a coach. You know, I just want to be, you know, live. Can I live? Can I live like Jay say? Can I just live and be a person? Because when you a black man, you have to. It's more than just living. You have to be, you know, on point with everything, and that shit is draining, and it affects you as a person. You coming home from work and you just battle through what I told you about with the little white boy and blocking me and shit, and then you go to work and you battle with your white upper people in management. You battle with that.
You know what I do?
And then you go on lunch, and then you going to get you something to eat, and you got to battle with this white motherfucker in the drive-thru that want to be on bullshit with your food and talk to you like he ain't shit when he's serving you. And then now you got to go home. You tired.
So when you get home,
you got to talk to your kids and your wife, and she said, "Babe, what's going on? Ain't shit going on. I'm tired. I'm a black man. I just came home. I just was fighting the fucking world."
Well, you know what I do when I come home from
but you got to balance it out.
I'm finna tell you how I balance it out.
Yeah.
With the strand of the week, face ass. You feel me? I balance it out with the motherfucking strand of the goddamn week. You feel what I'm saying to you? This shit right here will balance out anything that's unfucking even.
For the moment. But when that happens,
all I need is the moment, because after this moment with the strand of the week, you going to sleep.
Yeah.
And you prepared to get the fuck up and do it all again tomorrow and come home to the strand of the motherfucking week. Well, it makes it okay. It makes it okay. You know what I'm saying? And the strand of the week And y'all can see, yeah. I appreciate y'all smoking with me. I've been fucked up.
So that's how you battle when coming in as a black man. You smoke you something.
No,
and you come. No, I'm saying you.
That's
smoke
how I
you
battle.
something.
This is how I battle coming in
right.
as a human being.
Right.
Dealing with the same shit that you dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
You get your nerves right.
You was a black man. I tried to do
But me, I'm gonna have to sit in the car. I think, like you said, repetitions of good things.
Yeah.
So I try to balance it out, man. And
this is the balance.
But
this contains an additive called fuckatol.
I might have to make a phone call.
You ever had some fuckatol?
No.
This contains an additive called fuckatol. So when you ingest this and it gets into your bloodstream, it causes you to say, you know what?
Fuck it all.
Fuck it all. Yeah.
But then you gotta wake up to realities. But for the moment, it does what it does.
Sometimes all you need is a moment.
But as black people, I don't really want to give out no.
You ever just been in search for just a moment to yourself?
Yeah.
I just need a moment. Oh my God, I need a moment. I woke up this morning and I just needed a moment. I was overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? For no reason.
That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of giving that kid life, I'm just get that. You need to get you a peace of mind. Try to make sure you get you a peace of mind and step away from everything that's going on in the world. While the kids sleep, while the wife sleep, you might go for you a walk, or you might sketch you out something. You might do you some push-ups or something, because as a black man, we need to get away for a minute from all this that's going on. So you kind of need to figure out something that you can do to get your mind away, some type of exercise of the mind. They call it a peace when I went to this life class. They called it a peace. You need to get you a peace because you have to rejuvenate.
True.
You have to recharge.
Gotta refill.
You have to recharge.
Absolutely.
And it's draining to be a black person, and we don't have a lot to recharge. So we got to find those things to recharge within our families, man. We got to learn how to do that. So, and then after that, you build your family up, and y'all get y'all a peace of mind together.
Sure.
So y'all can battle this world together, because in the separation, we already separate. You see what separation did to us.
Absolutely. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Was that the key? You want to drop a key?
That was the key right there. I have no key. That was the piece right there.
That was it.
That I need in these moments right here.
So you gotta find a peace.
You gotta find a peace.
You gotta find a peace.
Peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get away from this, because this so strong right here. I was down there in tears today with this, especially seeing that mother, and for her, I just for her to be strong like that and get up there and tell them people don't do nothing.
She was programmed, bro. I'm trying to
tell these people don't do nothing.
It's a program.
And to see, what they did to her son and what they did to all these black women's sons. He's still alive. It's just a shame, man. And when we get done with this, we got to go out here and battle this.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that right now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get ready to get up out of here.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? Get ready to go back into the world as black men.
Definitely.
You hear me? It's always a pleasure chopping it up with you guys. My boy. I'm your boy Prophet.
Reg, Grind Hard, Inspire.
And we gonna get at y'all next time.
Free niggas playing escape while the slaves watch. Can see the times through an old Flavor Flav clock. The gunslingers are the kids we never made box. Those little niggas, they didn't come from that brave stock. Peace and blessings, we learned some lessons from age ops. Through past confessions, those coded questions we made hot. Truth is my weapon, I'm giving it to enrage.